Welcome back. So let's try and do something different. Let's try and make a if statement. Let's try and figure out what that is all about. So I know this is basic for some of you, but for some of you it's very, very new. So I'll do an if statement, I'll do an else statement, I'll do some loops, I'll do stuff like that just to get you guys going. So right click and let's make a new project. Add new project. Let's do a console application and let's write if statement. There we go. I'll create that guy and I have a new main here. Remember, you have to set it as default. So I'll right click here and say this is the startup project now. Okay, so now we have input output, we have if statements. Let's talk about what an if statement is. It's me asking if this occurs, do this. Else, do this. So it's like a way for me to explain to the computer that I want to make a choice here. I want to make a choice to either do something or do something else. That's the goal of it, okay? So what I want to do is, I want to, like before, I want to pull in a string that you guys can type in. So let's make it nice. Let's start out by doing a console write line. You guys should do this a gazillion times to get used to writing the code. Type your name, right? So I'll ask the guy to type his name. And then I'll do a console read line to actually get that name inside my system. And that read line will be stored locally in, here's a buzzword, in a variable. So the variable, oh shit, I dropped my mic. Back up there, there we go. So the variable is the type of string, right? That's just the type. I'll get back to numeric variables as well later. And we'll call that input text. That's just a name. That's just something that I decide. It can be any name. Just make it something that makes sense. Don't write teapot here, because it's not a teapot, it's an input text, right? So now I have the input text right here. And then I'll use the if statement. I'll say if the input text is equal, I can do it like this with a double equal sign. That's one way to do it. If that is equal Lars, I will do something here. I'll write your name, oh, I'll just do a console write line. Your name is Lars. Sweet. And then I'll just end up saying bye-bye. Bye-bye, there we go. And then I'll do a read line so it doesn't just blink and leave us, right? So a new program here, the if statement program. Let's run it. If statement is something that every type of code is using. It doesn't matter what you code. If it's Java, you still use the if statement. If it's JavaScript, you still use the if statement. It's all over the place. People have to use if statements. You have to make choices. If I do this code. If I do this code, right? So we pop up here, and actually we are inside the if statement. Let me just remove the debugging here. Let's press continue and see what happens. So it pops up, type your name. My name is Ole. I'll press enter, bye-bye. What? Nothing happened. It was like, why didn't it type your name is Lars? Well, I didn't type in Lars, so that makes sense. Let's try and run it again. And this time I'll type the name of the mighty king, Lars. Okay, I'm not. So I'm typing Lars, pressing enter, now it actually pops up, your name is Lars, right? So what is going on? Debugging is your friend. I'll make a start again, I'll add this small breakpoint here, and I'll press start again just to show you what's actually going on in the code. So it wants me to type a name. I'm typing in Les, not Lars, Les. No, let me type in Ole again, that's better. I'll press enter. Now the breakpoint stops me before the if statement. And it says, I can mouse over here and say, okay, the user's input was actually Ole. And then I say, if Ole is the same as Lars, then go in here. Go inside these curly brackets. Those are called curly brackets right here. And write this. But it doesn't say Lars. It says Ole. So instead of writing this, it'll just write bye-bye and end the program. So let's see, bye-bye, nothing, hello Lars, thingamagoo. Let's press it again, try more, one more time here. And this time I'll type Lars, I'll get to the breakpoint again. If I mouse over, it says Lars. And if I say, is Lars the same as Lars? Oh yes, I think it is. So it'll write, your name is Lars. bye-bye. I'll show you one more thing, and that is the else statement, because if your name is not Lars, I want you to write something. Just like this, I'll write console log, and I'll write your name is not Lars. So now it says if this is okay, I'll write this, else I'll just write this. Let's start it again. One last thing here, and then we'll let it run its course. Let me just put a breakpoint here and here and here. So 3 breakpoints. Let's write something. Let's write Ole again. Press enter. It stops here and evaluates and says, with this expression in here, it says, I have to evaluate if the input text is actually Lars. If it is, I'll go in and execute this code. Else, no matter what the name is, I'll go in and execute this code. And then I'll do the rest. So let's press continue. And you'll notice I didn't get in here. This breakpoint wasn't triggered. I got in here, right? And then I'll press continue. So now we don't just execute things linear anymore. Now we start jumping in the code wherever we need to go. Let's do continue, and of course it pops up, your name is not Lars. End of lesson. Now you know about the if and the else statement. Next we'll talk about the while loops. See you next time.